This is the fourth in a series of things that were once normal every day, but are now gone, lost and forgotten. Today we have the smallest shop in London. Here is the smallest shop in London. Look how tiny it is, just a single display window. It is tiny. Oh no, sorry, that's not the smallest shop in London. This is. For the first time ever, anywhere, I will show you the shop as it is today, and I will, for the first time ever, anywhere, prove that this photo is fake. It's a lie, but I've got ahead of myself. It's 1910, the shop is 6 feet long, 5 feet high, and 2 feet deep. The rent, £3 a week. The cobbler had occupied this space for over 20 years. For over 20 years. So he'd been there since he was this high. It's a shoe shop in a shop the size of a shoebox. The entire shop was less than 1.2 square meters. 1.2 square meters. There's more room than that inside a smart car. I checked out the smallest lifts, elevators you can buy, and they all seem to have twice as much square footage than this shop had. The classic London red phone box is bigger. And of course, the blue police box has far more room, though blue police boxes are known for being far bigger on the inside than they appear to be from the outside. He worked for himself, so he was, if you excuse the pun, a sole trader. He was paying £3 a week in 1910, which in today's money would be £381 a week. I wanted to know if he was paying a comparable amount to today's prices, so I cobbled this together. Cobbled. And that's close. That is close. That is a lot. I thought he was going to be paying seriously over the odds. So I was surprised to see it's about the same as it is today. At first, I thought the landlord was taking the shirt off this chap's back. Now I'm just trying to work out if the chap's even wearing any trousers or underwear. The location is perfect for a cobbler to pick up business. I mean, he can just shout out to passerbys, you know, "Oi, mate, I can see your soles need refitting." Or to children, "Hiya, Georgie, my name's Pennywise, the shoemaker." Now, for the first time anywhere, I will show you the shop as it is today. This is next door, which nowadays is a bar called Simmons. This is the other next door, which is currently a Turkish restaurant called Tavuk. And this is where the cobbler's shop was. This was 1910. London Soho was a lively area with restaurants and nightlife. The area was soon to change from the vibrant place to go out to a somewhat seedier place you might want to avoid. This was with the advent of nudie shows, pawn shops, and streetwalkers. I'm surprised the cobbler's type of shop never caught on. I mean, it seems rather convenient in size and height for certain jobs in what would become London's red light district. And it would give a new meaning to the term, "I'm just going to go and use the hole in the wall." Oh, and a new meaning to ATM.
TSB, the bank that I used to say, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I've made a swift withdrawal.
I'll have what he's having. I promise you I would expose this photo as being fake. Well, it is fake. It is a lie. At least one of the photos is. Sorry, I should explain. And this became a real head scratcher for me. Nobody else that I can see has ever noticed this before, but during my research for this video, I noticed there were two different photos of this smallest shop in London. Well, I say different photos. It's pretty clear they are the same photo, but they have differences. Well, let's play the Spot the Differences game.
Spot the difference, spot the difference, spot the difference game.
Here is the first photo. Even though it has a watermark on it, let's use this version of that photo instead, as it has the same clarity and quality as the next photo. And then we have the other photo. Let's spot the differences. 1. Here's an easy one to start with. This man has moved, either from the right-hand doorway to the left, or from the left to the right. depending on which photo is the real one. 2. The lemonade and soda water signs have swapped over. 3. The cobbler's sign is only in one photo. He's written a sign asking people to leave their shoes to the side, and yet they've all left them in front of his shop. I will reveal which photo is the fake one in 30 seconds. There are 2 other differences I have found. Can you spot them? Or maybe you can spot some that I haven't even noticed. If so, let me know in the comments below. The best comment will win a free copy of the book I wrote about vitamins, or if you'd rather, an album of Christmas songs that I wrote the lyrics for. You notice they're both owned by Getty Images, both from the Holton archives, with one on the right, Holton Deutsch Collection, and the one on the left just being Holton Archive. That photo is listed as being created in 1910, and the other one is listed as being created 1990. So it's simple. So it's the one on the left. That has to be the original, as it was created in 1910, and the one created in 1990 is the fake. Case closed. Whoa, that was easy. Except, I'm no expert, but to me, logically, just looking at the photos is the other way around. I think maybe 1990 was when that photo was added to the Getty collection, like maybe it was the year they acquired the Holton Deutsch collection, rather than when the photo was actually created. Let me explain why I believe the Holton Deutsch version of the photo is the real one. I can see someone taking out the cobbler sign. I can see them taking it out, but designing a fake sign and then adding it into the picture to me seems unlikely. Check out the right-hand doorway where the man is standing in the other photo. You can see some faint outlines that look like where the man was before he was manipulated out of the doorway and then stuck into the other one. And if the right one was the fake one, then the person who did it would have to have created the interior of the shop in the left doorway, which doesn't seem feasible or likely. I mean, if you look at it, it just looks genuine. That looks real. Finally, the one I think is fake is a much darker image, which I would contend is on purpose and done to hide what I presume would be a pre-Photoshop trick edit. I'm not an expert, but all my senses tell me that this is the original real shot, and this one is faker than an America's Got Talent contestant's backstory. What seems rather ironic to me is that the left-hand one is from the Holton collection, which is a collection of photos. But the Holton Deutsch version on the right, that I contend is the real photo, is from a collection of newsprint photos. So controversially, I'm saying I think the news media version of the photo is the real one. Is this the first time in documented history of someone not accusing the media of fake news? Well, I did think long and hard about that. All I came up with are these tenuous at best possible reasons. 1. The Holton archive wanted to make the photo look stronger, better. So it was for artistic reasons, or to make it easier to sell the photo. Maybe they felt the left doorway looked ugly, and so moved the guy over to cover it. It frames the shot better. Maybe they swapped the lemonade and the soda water signs over. Well, if you have to ask about that, I mean, you're not ready to hear the truth. I mean, if this is what they did, then it's strange that the press version is of the original photo and not the one they improved. 2. For copyright reasons. Maybe the original photo was copyrighted, and if they changed a few things around, they could apply for their own copyright for the new version of the photo. Yeah, I mean, tenuous and possibly libelous. I'm not sure if I'm accusing them of committing a crime now. But speaking of committing a crime, they never caught Jack the Ripper. 1910, are those shoes in front of him or gruesome souvenirs? 3, my final theory, both shots are real, but they were just taken on different days. By the second day, the shop had moved some signs about. Oh, and all the same people obviously had turned up for the second photo shoot as well. And they all wore the same clothes, obviously. And they all stood in the same places, yeah. And the exact same body positions, except the idiot in the doorway who got the wrong doorway. I mean, there's always one got to spoil it. And the cobbler's sign that got stolen overnight. I mean, that seems like the most plausible of the 3 explanations. Or at least it's the one I'm least likely to get sued over. So that's the one I'm going to go with. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I will respond to all comments, and I'd love to know what you think, or if anyone out there has any further information about this photo or any of the people in it. I made this video as I found this photo fascinating. If they gave an award for the best old vintage photo, in my opinion, this one would be a shoo-in. I actually thought this would be a super short video, and then I spotted the second version of this photo, and then I kind of went off on a tangent. But before we finish, I wanted to look back at the photo with some last thoughts. If I walked past this shop and that man every day, I couldn't help myself. I'd be going up to him every day and saying, "I don't see my size here, do you have any more in the back?" Though that shop would not work today, as within a week it would be closed down and the guy there arrested for upskirting. The woke brigade and their cancel culture. But when I look at that photo, I just like to imagine the boy on the left wearing the cap. I imagine he's looking at the cobbler and he's just thinking how much he hates bring your son to work day. Because in my mind, this is the first time the boy has seen his dad at work. It's that moment as a child when you realise that your dad is not that infallible superhero. Instead, he's embarrassed by his father working there. You know, his friends could potentially see his dad there, and that feels even worse. And he's telling him how disappointed he is. He's telling him, he's saying, "Dad, you're half the man I thought you were."